Planning ahead is imperative, and it's the foundation to all the other tips. Thinking about things that are happening in front of you, like red lights, the way you accelerate when the speed limit increases, your approach to junctions and roundabouts. Don't just look at the car that's in front of you. Look as far down the road as you can see. Right now it doesn't achieve anything, but in a second, it opens up and we can actually see the traffic lights, which have just turned green. So we're best to use engine braking. Engine braking is one of the best tools to get better fuel economy. Simply all you do is you lift your foot off the accelerator, but you stay in gear. If you want more engine braking, you can change down the gearbox to get another bit of engine braking, and down again to get even more engine braking. So I basically stopped there without touching the brake pedal. The fundamental is this. There is a magical technology called DCFO. And what this technology means is that when you're off the gas, but you're still in gear, your engine uses zero fuel. Engine braking is best used when you know you need to come to a full stop. So like here at the roundabout, I'm gonna shift down a gear to get a little bit more engine braking, because I know I'm gonna come to near enough a full stop. In any situation where you don't intend to stop, there is a better solution. Another thing that can affect fuel economy is the way you've maintained your car. The best way to check if your car is well maintained is with an OBD reader. This one is from OBD11. OBD11 is compatible with BMW, all the Volkswagen Auto group, Volkswagen, Audi, Skoda, Seat, and the rest of them, and also the Toyota group, including Lexus. It's literally the easiest thing on planet Earth to set up. All you do is plug it in. We're going to hit connect, scan the faults with your car. All of these things here are things that can affect your fuel economy. And we've actually found 3 faults with my car. I've actually got an engine fault for my battery. I've got a sound amplifier fault, and I've got a body electronics fault. Not ideal. But if you see something in here along the lines of fueling, ignition, spark, anything to do with cylinders, anything to do with air intake, these are all things that can negatively affect your fuel economy. The one reason that OBD11 stands out from the rest of the brands making OBD readers is because they have one-click apps. This one is going to blow people's minds. Eco Pro Coasting Mode. No longer do you have to shift into neutral to coast. All you have to do is release the accelerator. This stuff is bloody brilliant for fuel economy. And once again, because it's OBD11, you hit activate and it's one click to activate. Go and check out the link in the description. Use the discount code that I've just given you guys. Get yourself an OBD11 reader. Use those one-click apps. Get better fuel economy. Now let's talk about coasting. Now, if you're in a situation where you want to hold on to your momentum, coasting is better. My speed is barely decreasing because I'm going downhill and I'm in neutral. I'm going to throw the car out of gear here and we're going to hold on to this speed down the hill. And I know there's not a traffic light up here, but we're still doing 65. We're just going to select another gear because it's a little bit dangerous to be going around corners in neutral, but we've kept our speed all the way down here. Really, really cool, really, really effective. I've got a full video about the differences, the benefits, and a real world test of engine braking versus coasting. If you click up here, you can find that. I'd be remiss if I didn't remind you to subscribe, but you've already done that. Probably already liked the video too. Increase your tire pressures. Increasing your tire pressures is massive because it reduces your rolling resistance. Less rolling resistance means better fuel economy, especially on the motorway But also, anytime you're using coasting or engine braking, you're gonna go a little further than you normally would if you've got higher tire pressures. Be careful with this one. Don't go too high, don't pop your tires open. Look at the specification on your tire to find out what the maximum PSI is. But to be honest, even a difference of maybe +5 PSI over your manufacturer's recommendations is enough to make a big difference to your fuel economy. I know we all hate this little button down here. Most of us have a habit of just pressing it every time we turn on the car, if you're anything like me. Start-stop's annoying, right? But if you're trying to get best fuel economy, leave it on because it makes a massive difference. Start-stop is so nice. As long as you're in neutral, as you come to a stop, it's just going to kill the engine and give you a little better fuel economy. Look at that. Engine's off. And then as soon as you're ready to take off, it switches the engine on for you again. Now, if you've got a hybrid car with an electric motor, it's even better because it won't turn on the engine as soon as you move off. It will use the hybrid motor to get you going. It's very similar to an electric vehicle in that sense. I actually love the way start-stop operates in a manual car because you have a bit more control over how you want to use it. If you don't want the engine to turn off, you can just keep your foot on the clutch. It's really, really useful. But I'm quite aware the vast majority of you will have automatic cars. But even there, although it's a bit more annoying, it goes a massive way towards helping your fuel economy around town. Because if you're stationary and you're burning fuel, well, it's going to decimate your fuel economy, isn't it? It just makes sense. Don't take off from every light like a child. A little bit of revs is all you need. Just enough to get going. You don't need to traffic light Grand Prix everyone all the time. Just take it easy, take it gentle. That's all you need. Keeping your revs as low as possible, as close to that 1000 RPM idle revs as possible, is another key to efficient driving. The lower your revs, the less fuel you're using. To keep your revs low, just be very gentle with the throttle and be liberal with the amount of gear changes you make. As soon as you get a little bit over that idle RPM, just shift up again. And then you'll always be at the bottom of the rev range where you get the best fuel economy. Even when joining motorways, if you're trying to be efficient, you can keep your revs low. Just keep changing gear. A little bit of acceleration goes a long way. Turn off your air conditioning. Very simple. The air conditioner is a parasitic loss on the engine. It saps a little bit of the engine's energy. So if you want better fuel economy, just turn that bad boy off. If you don't have an annoying car like mine, then you probably have a button for this, but my car has a screen. So we go into climate, and then we just turn off the AC. This is only if you're trying to get that maximum fuel economy. I think a lot of people, we're gonna leave that on. The no brake game. And the reason this works really well is because it forces you to engine brake and to plan ahead and ends up resulting in better fuel economy. The premise is very simple. Do not brake. Anytime you would like to brake, just use your gears to slow down instead. So I'm planning ahead for this roundabout. Now I'm going to have to come in a little bit slower so I can catch the right gap. There we go, there's no one coming, that's fine, I can do it without braking. Happy days. And now we're already planning ahead. There's a roundabout coming up, so we're going to bleed off a little bit of speed by changing down a gear. That's it, perfect, nobody's there. We can go round, we still haven't touched the brakes. I straight lined that roundabout. If you want to learn more advanced driving tips like that, click the video up here. There's a speed limit change to 30. So I'm going to have a big old rev match that's just going to slow me down a little bit. Nice. Now that the engine braking's done its thing, I'm going to shift back up. Hold on to that momentum. If we can time this just right, we might catch the green light here. Oh, can we do it? No. Almost. But that's the idea of the no brake game. The idea is to plan far enough ahead that you never have to touch the brakes. On the highway and motorway, it's even better because you can just do it for hundreds of miles at a time. Hypermiling. This is driving to the exclusion of everything else apart from fuel economy. For many cars, the most efficient speed possible is 56 miles per hour. So if we set our cruise control at 56 miles per hour, this is the most efficient speed. Now, most people wouldn't want to do this because you get overtaken by buses. So it's not the most comfortable way to travel sometimes, but it is the most efficient. When you're hypermiling, you can also make sure to include all the other tips that I've mentioned in this video. If you're in an electric car especially, and you're just trying to go further, this is a great way to eke out a little extra range. The reason this is really effective is because air resistance increases on an exponential. Less speed drastically reduces your air resistance. When you see those crazy quotes online of people doing 80 plus miles to the gallon, this is how. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Slightly different format to what I usually do, but I thought it was an interesting idea. Let me know what you thought of that video. If you want some more everyday driving tips, click up here. If you want to know how to drive fast in a manual car, click up here. My name's Mick. I drive cars. See ya.